Hi HGTV, I'm Mike Harrison. I'm a 28-year-old interior designer living in New York City. I first became a designer about 3 years ago. I majored in music and was pursuing music in New York City, and then people would come over to my apartment and they really liked the way that I was able to interpret such a small space, and that's a big issue in New York. And so I asked my friends if they could let me design their apartment so I could just take some pictures, throw up a website, and it's completely snowballed into what is now Harrison Home Designs, which is my full-time job in my own company. What separates me from other designers is that I never shy away from a budget. I can make any budget work, and that can be seen through my body of work. This right here is my latest client. I came here and she just had this couch. We had a consultation and she really couldn't describe her style, which is, very common. That's when I go into another mode of just trying to find their inspiration and where could we pull from. I was looking through her closet, through her clothes, and then she kind of just in passing mentioned how she loved the feel of her local hairdresser. So I was like, well, let's go on a field trip. So we went to her hairdresser salon, and when I was there I was able to pick up on the subtleties of kind of old world glamour, a little bit of Hollywood, metals, lush fabrics. So I came up with the phrase comfortable glamour for her, which she really responded well to. We then just came up with a color palette of grays and purples, which are really in right now, but just to give her this lush look. She didn't know if it could be done on a budget, but I assured her it could, and there were different ways to cut corners. On a tight budget, you really have to use your eye to capture those really unique pieces throughout the city. Anything from thrift stores to retail shops to, let's face it, the garbage. New York City garbage is pretty much gold. But then the real challenge comes into getting them, but making them work for the space. If that means repainting them, if that means adding a high gloss. This lamp was on clearance, and it really the base definitely had the design that she was looking for with the metals, but was really worried because the lampshade didn't work with it. The base was great. But a really simple and easy way to not overlook this piece was I just painted the shade. I painted a shade that would pop with the rest of the room, and without spending more money, just gave her a kind of custom look. So she needed a backsplash, and so I just slapped some tin on this piece that I found in the garbage, and $6, and she's got a backsplash. If it were up to me, I would have done the whole thing in the tin. I thought that would have been awesome, but it's all about the compromise in my business. For this client, I did give her some of my original artwork, which is basically a staple in my design now. When I saw this space, I just saw this huge wall as an awesome opportunity to do a custom piece. So I split it up into 3 and then came up with the theme of these birds and branches because she wanted that natural element, and making it black brought in that little bit of cool, sleek style. And then I was able to cohesively bring in all the colors together with the clean line stripes that she was looking for. So I think it was successful. She loves the piece. The way that I'm able to customize things for my clients is a very hands-on approach to the consultation. A lot of times I deal with people that aren't necessarily in the creative world, so they can't tell me and articulate what their style is. So I'll look at their music collection, I'll look at their outfits, I'll look at what TV they like. Also just the custom artwork. It does add that custom element, and not everyone can do it. The best phrase that I can hear from a client, which I often do, is that I've captured them. I've captured their vibe. It's not just some designer came in and made a beautiful room, which is great, but anyone can make a beautiful room. I want to leave knowing that I've just enhanced their style and they can really, truly call the place home. The major highlight of this past year has hands down been being a part of Walmart's Back to School Dream Dorm campaign.
For me, Chelsea, I feel like a great place to start would be the bedding. You were thinking like a designer.
The hairdresser was very impressed with me, and he said even though I was a little shiny on camera that I could have my own show on HGTV.
Is that a ruler lamp?
Those are rulers.
I love
you
it.
have an
It's
original
so creative.
chandelier.
Awesome.
What makes me the next design star is that I learned everything that I do from HGTV. I have no formal training in this, and the fact that in only 3 years I've been able to book a national campaign, be a finalist in another design competition in New York City, and live and breathe and survive off of being an interior designer with no formal training. I want to bring that back to HGTV. I gave up my dog to pursue my dream as an interior designer, and do you want to wash the blood of my dog leaving HGTV off your hands? No, you don't. Don't let me giving up my dog to a fat family in Staten Island be in vain. Vote for me for Design Star. Vote for me.